Let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello humans, and apologies for such a late release of this show. We have had tribulation after tribulation. Things have gone wrong. We haven't managed to coincide recording. Stuff's happened. We had technical issues, so we recorded this once already and it all just didn't record. Oh God, it's just all terrible. And today, as if that wasn't bad enough, my hay fever's just really awful. So I'm just like, oh God, everything's terrible. It's like I'm the victim of some horrible, unconsenting tree bukkake. Pollen everywhere, just spaffed all over me. I hate it. Hello, I'm Ruskeydoo.
I'm Grey. We've actually just had a silver birch cut down right outside our window.
It deserves it.
It does. It does. Silver birches are awful for allergies. Dreadful things.
Trees.
So I'm really hoping that I'm going to stop waking up with swollen eyes. That'd be really nice.
So this is actually episode 64.5 because the content that we're going to put in 65 has kind of rolled over and I don't even.
We'll see what happens.
Right. So we'll talk about the update that just dropped first because we haven't talked about that already, and then after the update we'll talk about everything that we've already talked about once and then lost the files for.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm sure the energy will be flowing. It's going to be a wonderful show. It's like we've rehearsed it, essentially.
Yeah, we did a dry run.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a slightly wet run. A moist run.
Oh, I don't even want to. Okay, update. The Summer Games is live.
Yes. And they're pretty much the same as last year, except for one big difference, which is competitive Lucio Ball.
There are changes to Lucio Ball too, though.
Yes.
Such as the rules have changed significantly.
Okay, I hadn't noticed.
Well, I mean, not significantly. Boops don't hit players, and when you hit your ult, it doesn't draw the ball towards you. It makes you go faster and jump higher.
Oh, yes. I gotta say, I've played a bit more Lucio Ball this time around, and I just feel like it's a bit sluggish. I want everything to be like about 1.5 speed. I'm not entirely sure, but I suspect you could set that up as a custom game. Probably.
But I see what you're saying. It does feel a bit like there's a lot of time of me running at a ball.
Yeah.
I just don't really get it. I mean...
This is why loads of people said to me, Rocket League is fantastic, you'd probably enjoy it. I'm just like, eh? And I have a feeling like I'd have a similar feeling about Rocket League.
It's like slightly complex 3D Pong.
Yes.
And that's awesome and all, but
it's not your game.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But there is now competitive Lucio Ball, so if you are seriously into Lucio Ball, then,
go try and get top 500.
Yeah, you get a spray out of it, which is nice.
Yeah. Mike placed really quite well, actually, from their placements. Really good stuff. Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to get through my placements.
Oh, there is a minor thing which is worth talking about, which is there's a couple of issues right now with Lucio Ball.
Oh, there's a ton of issues with everything right now.
But one of the big ones, one of the ones that I really latched onto is your normal placements affect your Lucio Ball placements. So if you're too far apart in your normal competitive ranking, and you try to play, you can't queue together in Lucio Ball, which is just dumb.
That of all the things that's wrong right now, we've got people who are doing all their placements and it's not counting, so they have to do their placements again. We have teams in regular competitive who are finding that they're getting points for losing matches and not getting points for winning matches. Everything is just in a bit of a state.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but I imagine Blizzard will have it fixed pretty soon.
I like the idea, though. I like the idea of them having kind of these weird events where you can earn things which you wouldn't usually earn. It's cool.
I think it's awesome that they're like implementing the competitive thing, and once they've ironed out all the kinks, so it doesn't become a problem for further events, I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful because it gives kind of people who aren't that good at the kind of like main thrust of the game a chance to do competitive and have that kind of fun, but in a slightly less stressful, more kind of fun-based manner.
Yeah, and also the ability for people who really do enjoy competitive but need to take a bit of a break from normal competitive to do something else competitively and just not worry too much.
Assuming they like Rocket League.
Assuming they like Rocket League. Unless they do other things which people might enjoy. Minecart.
Yes. Minecart?
Minecart.
A Reinhardt. Sorry, yeah. I thought you said Minecraft. I couldn't even. Yeah, no, Reinhardt needs to happen. We discussed that before. Let's not get into it. We did. Okay, so that's the actual game-changing stuff. Should we talk about skins?
Yeah, let's go briefly over them. Just very, very briefly. Which is your favourite?
Stuff which stood out for me. My favourite skin is the Zarya voice line.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Good choice.
Which is the why Hef be mad.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite say that, but it's, it's that whole gist.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the line exactly. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad. It's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think I've only really encountered the memes, so I was expecting it to be why Hef be mad. But it tickled me.
Yeah, no, I think that is probably one of the best things. I also like the McCree lifeguard skin. That
the McCree lifeguard thing is awesome because when I saw the Widowmaker one first and I was just like, oh yeah, doing the whole sexy women in games thing. And then McCree comes up and I'm like, oh hey, sexy dudes in games. And we have equality. Excellent.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, which I thought was lovely.
Yep. I also think it's just a cool skin.
There's so many nice details to the skin.
Oh, yes.
Like, what was it? Desert Seagull it's called? The gun?
Yeah.
Which is a flare gun.
Yeah.
We still haven't quite worked out what SAMP stands for.
We think sexy ass motherfucker, right?
I think it's summer ass motherfucker.
Summer ass, maybe.
Oh, I saw one today that I was not aware of.
Go on.
When he does his ult, instead of getting tumbleweed, a beach ball rolls across.
That's great. They've really gone over the top with some of these. So Soldier, his rifle is called a Salt Rifle.
Salt Rifle, yes, because he's the grill master. He's got a load of new voice lines, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. There's another thing, like he has a can which has a number on it. Like it has a barcode with a number on it, and the number is, if you've ever watched the IT Crowd.
I haven't.
There is this episode where they change 999, which is the UK's version of 911, to this ridiculous long number that's about 20 digits long. And it's that number on the can.
Number. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be that number? It's a really cute
little reference. So yeah, generally thumbs up to the other stuff. Oh, the slam dunk from Farah as the highlight intro, also really nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, stuff that we had mentioned before. The Kid Icarus Mercy is awesome. Makes me think of Kid Icarus. The Junkrat cricket skin, I actually really like it. It's got a nice lot of cricket features in there. If you're into cricket, I'm sure it's wonderful.
Yep.
The Reaper biker one, I like that.
Oh, actually, no. One thing about the Junkrat one, it does make me cringe slightly how he's got this splintered thing kind of sticking on the ground where it must be like worn away, where he's walked weirdly on it.
A cricket bat is his leg.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a wicket.
No, it's a cricket bat.
The cricket bat is a bit odd.
Yes. But just the way it's kind of splintered, it just makes me slightly uncomfortable.
What, in a kind of...
Because it's at an angle, like he's worn away an angle, so that would just start slipping.
That'd be pretty irritating.
It'd be really bad. It'd be awful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One thing I did think was the Sombra skin. Like, when I first saw the Sombra skin, I saw it in the leaked stuff, and I didn't, get to see that good look at it. But I thought, wait, is that a female Lucio skin? What's going on here? It looks so like Lucio to my eye.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's different enough, like, the legs are quite clearly different.
Yeah, it's clearly not Lucio. I don't think it's going to confuse anyone in game. Maybe it's just me being a bit dumb. But I was like, what's going on? It's
the actually,
scheme.
would it be interesting if everyone got a gender bend version of, so like there was a male Zarya and a female 76?
I think it'd be awesome. The trick would be redoing all the lines, and the trick would be having the player models the same size.
Oh, God.
I don't think that's too much of an issue.
I don't think the player models will be an issue, but I think the voice lines might be because they add new ones over time.
Oh, yeah, and they'd have to add new ones for like an entire extra set of voice actors, which would be hellish.
Yeah.
No, let's not.
I'd just do the skin with the normal voice.
Yeah, that might be a bit weird.
Fuck it. Yeah. Who cares?
They need to get to the state where they're not employing voice actors anymore, but they're just synthesizing the whole thing, and then it won't matter.
Any day now. Any day.
And yeah, exactly. It's just around the corner. Okay, that's pretty much the update.
Yeah.
We got a load of cosmetics, and apart from that,
It didn't really... It's not my favourite update because it is mostly cosmetics, but thumbs up for the competitive Lucio Ball. Good stuff.
Yes. There's a video of the Summer Games. There's a dev update. Jeff Kaplan talking about stuff. It's good.
Yep.
He kind of says
What we said,
just said.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so now we're on to other things. This is the repeat. No, I'll stop that now. Okay, so other things that have happened. Overwatch Twitter highlighted someone's content, which was Lucio Advanced wall riding.
Yes. Now,
It's a video.
it is a video. And it's not the usual thing that you see on the Overwatch Twitter, but it is awesome.
Yes.
I think the thing we said about it last time is it shows just how high the skill ceiling on these sort of things can be.
Yeah. Like it goes through it's kind of doing a kind of 1-star, 2-star, 3-star in like how the beginner's Overwatch kind of entry point is like on the characters. And the first one is like going over a pit on Iconwald. The second one is, I can't even remember what. And the third one is just doing some insane stuff on King's Row, like going under in the boiler room at the end. And it's just a bit mad.
It's crazy to me that people can do this. I like thinking that I can get good at these technical things. I got quite good at the ledge dash as Genji. And this, I just can't begin to wrap my head around.
It's the kind of thing that... Okay, so this is why I don't play much of D.Va. And this is because, like, when I play a character in a game like this, I want to really immerse myself in that character and get all of the tweaks down so I can really say that, yeah, I know this character. And like all of the ultimate tricks with D.Va and all like the little nuances, even in a character like D.Va that people think is pretty simple, there's like so much scope for like getting your finesse down to perfection that I just, I don't enjoy it because I'm not committed to that.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Is that whole wanting to like do something to the nth degree, and that's what I enjoy, like getting it to that level of perfection.
I kind of wonder if that might be why I really enjoy Genji and not 76. Like, there's a lack of that sort of finesse about 76, but you can do it with...
There's not a lack of finesse about 76. 76 has some crazy jumps, like how you can go up from like the first point to like the ledge on King's Road, like just rocket jumping off door frames.
Yeah.
There's crazy stuff you can do. I guess it's just how dynamic it is, and how, like, say with Rhine getting all the like minutiae down is kind of very slim tweaking, and it's not very dynamic stuff. Like the perfecting Genji is all very dynamic. The perfecting something like Reinhardt is really nitty gritty and, shaving off little bits here and there.
Yeah.
Different thing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, it's a good video. You should watch it.
Absolutely.
Okay, forum stuff. There is a post where Jeff is talking about what his first FPS is. Wolfenstein 3D, it turns out.
Yep, I still haven't played it since we last recorded.
You should. So,
should I?
Played... Well, it is a milestone. I guess it depends if you're interested in the history of FPSs. It's not that good. You spend a lot of time running around levels, clicking walls, trying to find secrets. And like the actual gunplay is walk around a corner, shoot them. That's kind of it, because you've got no other controls. It's basically 2D.
Games have come on a little bit since then.
Yeah. So I loved it first time around, but playing the new Wolfenstein, like there's a section in that where you can play the first level of the old Wolfenstein on like an arcade machine. And yeah, I played it and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
It's one of those things of it was good at the time because of what was available.
Man, at the time it blew me away. I think I played it on a 386 and it just blew my tiny mind. It was just, oh my God. Ooh, Wolfenstein.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. Other tweaks are on the horizon.
Yes. Jeff hasn't disclosed any specific details, but he has talked about the fact that they have some tweaks in the works, and they don't think that Orisa needs a major buff, just some changes.
I think the problem that Orisa has is she's kind of an extreme character in the same way that Bastion's an extreme character. And it's very hard to get enough kind of skill stuff in there, like that doesn't just feel bad to die to them.
Yeah.
Like dying to Bastion doesn't feel good, because when you die to Bastion, it's because the Bastion is sat somewhere and you've walked out and got shot.
Yeah, the other difficulty I have against Orisa is if you're playing a mobility hero, she doesn't matter that much to you at all. But if you're playing a non-mobility hero and you need to get through those shields, it's just grindy getting through the shields.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So it's one of those things of neither of them are particularly great in terms of gameplay for me.
Yeah. I mean, I hope with Orisa they have a way to kind of bring in that dynamism. And it is a testament to how good Ryan's design is that Ryan doesn't feel bad.
Yes.
Because Ryan is kind of extreme like that, but I think due to the nature of him being, like, for him to attack, he really needs to get in people's faces. It kind of changes how that feels.
Yeah. And
yeah, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Like, again, pinch of salt on this one. Like, because I play a very limited hero pool, it means my perception of the game is essentially massively skewed.
Actually, two things, minor things. I miss Reinhardt being more in the meta. I felt it was good to play alongside and against Reinhardt.
I feel it focused the team a lot.
Yeah, and I actually kind of miss Roadhog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never felt Roadhog felt odious, honestly. Maybe that's me playing tanks because I don't get hit by the one-shot combo, but I didn't feel Roadhog was unfair. Like, getting killed by Roadhog wasn't like, oh, this is bullshit. You know how you get from some characters?
No, you could get some bullshit stuff with Roadhog. I think, yeah, it's just one of those things of the swing that Roadhog had was too much. And and
when he got to dropping people in pits, that was pretty irritating.
That was really irritating.
Yeah. But yeah, Orisa tweaks on the horizon. Hopefully, it'll be good.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay, Doomfist is in comp. Bill Wanaki mentioned it on the forums, and Doomfist is in comp, so it's just a good excuse to talk about it. I've played a few games of comp.
Yep.
He's all right.
Yes, he's interesting. I don't quite know how to play against him yet in an effective way.
As Monkey, you avoid him.
That's fair enough.
Unless he's hitting someone else, then you tickle his ass with the tickle cannon.
I'm just finding myself sometimes getting frustrated when the thing I find frustrating about Doomfist is sometimes you will walk around a corner and you will just die because he was charging up and you couldn't tell that he was there.
Yeah, I saw a forum post where someone was saying, so what's this about? The problem with Roadhog was, like, one-shot kills in, like, the close to mid-range, and that was a problem. And you nerf Roadhog so that doesn't happen, and then you bring out Doomfist.
I think I do have an idea of what they might be thinking is different, which is Roadhog, you pulled them to you, and so you took away your team's ability to kind of counter that, whereas Doomfist, you go in, right? You commit, and so you become a part of that. But I don't know, I'm not feeling it right now. Actually, this brings up something else. I felt like they've reduced the volume of footsteps. And that's one of the things that I'm beginning to find a little bit frustrating. I want to turn footsteps up a bit.
So you have that audio cue of where people are and stuff.
Yeah, because I've been noticing one of the things that frustrates me is is just getting one shot by someone who I didn't know was there, particularly currently with Doomfist, where he's just charging up kind of at a corner slightly out of that audio range, and then you just get punched. And you're just like, oh, well, what was I supposed to do about that?
That was my life.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't really played enough with Doomfist to make a decision.
Yeah.
It does feel a bit like Ryan is now just in such a bad place, which makes me really sad. Because Doomfist dunks on Ryan really hard.
Yeah. But wasn't Ryan seeing more play in the last couple of, in the Overwatch League and stuff?
Recently, Ryan's been seeing a fair bit of play, but Doomfist hasn't made it into comp yet.
Maybe.
But I still think Ryan is very viable, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you get caught on your own by Doomfist, you're dead, but that was true of a number of heroes. It's just a bit faster with Doomfist because your shield is meaningless.
I suppose the other question is it just that Monkey's better right now?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. But I think Ryan has a place. Like, I played him on, there was like a Monkey main on some, I think it was a King of the Hill, and I gave them Monkey and took Ryan, and I did fine. Like, absolutely fine. I smashed it. It was great.
Fair enough.
Because I'm so brilliant.
I've always thought so.
Got that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay.
Last thing on the forums was the respawn change explained.
Okay.
Now, when we recorded this the first time, we actually had to explain it.
Yes, because I didn't understand it the first time I read it, but reading through it slowly and carefully, I understood it.
Well, shall we read through each paragraph and take it real slow?
Do you want to do that again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
I think it's a good thing to do. Like, I wasn't 100% on this till I read this, so...
Okay, fair enough. So, this is Scott Mercer about the changes to respawn times for defenders on 2CP. And I think also, like, the first point of a cap point on the hybrid mode.
Yes, I think so.
So, there was an existing system that slowly increased the defender respawn time in the case where there are more attackers than defenders on an objective for 30 seconds. The defender respawn time then increased in a linear fashion up to a maximum where the attackers held an advantage for 90 seconds.
So go on.
So basically what this means is if you had more people on the attacking team than the defending team on the objective for 30 seconds, then it would start increasing the amount of time the amount of time between respawns for the defending team.
And the reason this is in the game is to stop those shenanigans incidences where you'd have the entire attacking team on a point, but the defenders keep choosing sticky heroes like Mei or D.Va, and they just run out and just keep stalling out forever.
Yeah, which could get really, really frustrating. And still is sometimes, actually. I've still had...
but it's lessened now.
Yes. Once you start the ball rolling, it kind of... what's the word? Snowballs a bit more? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second paragraph!
We simply retuned the timing so that the increased defender respawn time starts after 15 seconds of attacker advantage and also reaches the maximum possible increase of defender spawn at 75 seconds.
So it's got worse for the defenders.
Yes.
The advantage has gone further. So clearly, Blizzard also thought that things were still a bit too sticky on defense when the attackers have it stacked out.
Yeah. Note that this timer doesn't immediately reset to 0 if the attackers temporarily leave the objective area due to something like avoiding D.Va self-destruct or Mei Blizzard, or otherwise no longer have a numerical advantage on the objective. The attacker advantage timer instead reverses and counts back down to 0. So this means you don't immediately lose that advantage you'd built up over 15 seconds if you lose that advantage for a few seconds.
Yeah, it just goes down at the same rate it goes up.
Exactly. So an example, if attackers have an advantage for 10 seconds, then defenders regain it for 5 seconds. The attacker advantage time is now 5 seconds. So 10 seconds of advantage time minus 5 seconds from the defenders is 5.
Basic arithmetic.
Yeah.
Nice.
If the attackers then get a few kills to regain advantage, then after 10 more seconds, the attacker advantage time reaches 15 seconds and defender respawn time begins to slowly increase. The end result is that stalling tactics involving defenders trickling in one at a time into the waiting weaponry of an entire team on the objective should be less effective than before.
Which is good.
Yes, agreed.
Also, it's a big advert for why you should get on the damn point and don't chase those frags.
Yeah.
Although if you're chasing a frag off the point, then that's 2 of you off the point, so that's good in a way, I guess.
Also, it depends on the particular pick and what it's going to do for the team.
There's arguments both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, good change. I like it.
Yeah. Also, I think just having it fully explained is really nice, because I wasn't aware of the exact minutiae of it.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Okay, so lastly, there's the Katowice Overwatch League qualifier.
Yes.
In fact, this isn't the Overwatch League, this is the Overwatch World Cup. I'm full of it. Ignore me. Yeah, and this is groups E and F. Is it E and F? Yeah, E and F. And the take home from this is that South Korea are really good at Overwatch. I know that's a bit of a who knew, but...
The struggle is that they are really dunking on people. A lot. They've gone 4-0 in every single one of their games, and they've played every single hero except for Symmetra.
And for instance, in the game against Russia, like it wasn't even close. Like you could just see the skill gap. It was like a bunch of, top 500 players playing against a load of maybe Masters players. It was yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of ugly.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a slight issue of what this means for the Overwatch League, because leagues aren't good if you just have like a couple of teams who always win it. It's not interesting. You got to feel like people stand a chance, right?
Yeah, it gets boring if you know the outcome at the beginning of the season.
Although, to be fair, I'm thinking about like proper sports where this has happened. Like there was a period in soccer over in England where like Manchester United won everything because they had all the money, and that was basically that. Yeah, and that didn't. Well, it wasn't bad for football, I don't think.
I think it wasn't great for football. It just meant that people were less interested at the time. And I think the thing about this is they can change that. They can be much more dynamic about the rules. Football has existed for a long, long time, so changing a rule is a big deal. And yeah, I think they can do things which will make this less bad. And the other thing is that America has a very different take on sports than England and Europe do in terms of how they build teams.
Well, I thought you were going to mention like America only really plays sports that only they play so they can win, right? That's how it works.
Well,
second
I wasn't going to mention that. What I was going to talk about is they do have these really interesting ways of building teams. So, like, the people who do best in terms of, like, the intake of new players from colleges, they get to pick last. And that's, they had these systems in place to try and make sure that fresh blood kind of gets
kind of like a
in.
negative feedback thing.
Exactly. So if you keep winning, you keep getting to pick last, and so you eventually end up at the bottom again.
Well, it's at least an equalising kind of thing. Yeah.
So it's one of those things of I do think that there are ways in which they can alleviate this issue if it does become an issue.
Yeah. Actually, there's another thing I noticed as well, which was I found the camera work a lot less frenetic.
Yes, a lot of people have been saying that.
Staying on particular people a bit longer.
Yes.
It feels pretty good.
That being said, they did say that at the Australian qualifiers, and I know this is the category, it's not the Australian one, the casters stayed on the cameramen, camera people.
Oh, just stayed on DPS all the time. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, which is a shame. I assume that's something that just needs to be kind of worked out. It's like where you put your focus is...
I guess DPS are doing more dynamic stuff most of the time. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you're going to go to a Reinhardt, like, for someone who plays a lot of Reinhardt, you'll be like, oh, I see what they're doing there. That's a genius play. But to, like, someone who's just casually watching the game, it's like, whoa, so that's a shield that we're looking at. This is exciting.
Yep.
So they kind of have to keep stuff, popping in that way.
Yeah. The other thing I would mention is I still find competitive Overwatch confusing to watch a lot of the time.
Oh, the colours.
The colours are awful.
Oh, the colours screws with me so hard. When a red team is attacking, my mind is just like, what?
I'm totally with you. They do say they have a solution to that. That was posted recently on the forums. Jeff Kaplan saying, we've got a really good solution for this. We're really happy with it. We hope to show it soon. But generally,
is it green and orange?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is they do have a solution which I think DOA and Monte Cristo both saw and seem to be happy with.
Okay. Wait, I just realised it's not the red team attacking that's throwing me off. It's you, because you're always blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just
it doesn't work.
No.
But I actually just think there's too many particle effects and too many colourful things a lot of the time. I found myself going...
I don't have too much of an issue with working out what's going on in the game in that fashion. It's just who's on whose team is just really confusing. Like, I constantly keep looking down at the names, seeing what colours are on the names, then flicking back to the action and trying to just keep that all in my head.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we will get there with Overwatch kind of presentation of competitive at some point.
I certainly hope so.
Just a general constant progression of getting a bit better. That's all that really needs to happen, right?
Yep.
Right. That's kind of it for now. Weirdly enough, a kind of short show, even though it's kind of two shows. But It's that whole thing of like when we've recorded it once and then we've lost it, and it's like I don't want to pretend as if we're having the conversation from the first time and trying to recreate that, because that feels very disingenuous.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But hopefully this has still been fun.
Yeah, this is like podcast meta.
Yep.
And on that note,
goodbye.
I've been Ruskeydoo.
I've been Grey. See you next week.
Toodles.